I can have fun as a gunship pilot. Let's find some targets in this explosion-filled atmosphere. There's a Corvette that we're about to take down. Of course, with our help. There's another Corvette. Hey guys, my name is Paul, and I am the developer of Void Destroyer 2. This is a video explainer of what the game is about. I hope that you've watched some trailers, read a little bit about the game, and then you've made your way here, hoping to find out more. And that's my goal here. I hope that I answer some questions and demonstrate the gameplay and increase your interest in the project. So what Void Destroyer 2 is, it is an open world space sim game. In it, you start in a small ship. But what's unique about Void Destroyer 2, one of the things that's unique about Void Destroyer 2 is that you go on to build a fleet of ships and you go on to capture territory, you expand your influence, and then you go on to have many fleets of many ships, and you own bases and you use that to conquer the entire map. So where some open world space sims begin and end with a single ship, Void Destroyer is only getting started at that point. When you move on to building a fleet, when you move on to owning territory, Void Destroyer is just getting started. So the scale of Void Destroyer 2 expands as you play. And I really always wanted to play a game like this. I've loved open world space sims, and I've always wanted the game that you would just continue playing into the later stages of it. After the game was finished, I wanted to keep playing. I wanted to conquer and expand and have multiple ships, big ships, many ships. And that's what Void Destroyer 2 is. It is my dream project to make. Okay, so let's talk about the early stages of the game. The early stages of the game, you start out in this really tiny fighter. It's called a Hornet. As you start playing the game, you earn credits, you start upgrading your Hornet, you do some missions for factions which unlock bigger and better ships. For example, here's the Taurus. It is a medium fighter. This is the ship that I currently have. You can upgrade your ship, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to install a primary upgrade slot, which lets me install another upgrade, and I'm going to install the projectile accelerator here to boost my projectile speed so that I can hit my targets more efficiently. And I'm also going to install the secondary reload. So let's take a look at what missions are available for me. In the early parts of the game, you will be doing these missions here. I'm going to take this patrol mission, and because these missions feature multiple enemies, I'm going to hire some help. So I'm going to hire this Pug, and I'm going to hire this Bonnie. Both fairly capable ships. Let's see, we got our missions, we upgraded our ship, we hired some ships. We are going to go ahead and undock. This is the ship mode portion of the game. This is where you pilot your ship. We've just left this base that's behind us. It's called New Troy. Nice civilian base, very safe. Nice safe part of the game world. Let's go ahead and take a look at where our mission is, our first waypoint for our patrol mission. There it is. We are going to engage overworld mode. Here we are in overworld mode. This is Void Destroyer 2's fast method of travel. Void Destroyer 2 is not about long travel times. Void Destroyer 2 is more about what happens after you reach the destination. So you can quite rapidly travel here in overworld mode. compared in ship mode. The scale is like 1 to 1,000 or something. So every 1 unit in overworld mode is 1,000 units in ship modes, giving me big distances but very rapid travel. I'm going to go ahead and travel here to my first patrol point, and we'll see what kind of fun we can have there. Looks like here are just some 4 pirate ships. Going to engage my shield as I'm taking these ships head on. There goes 1 pirate. Nicely done. Let's engage the other ships. This is a small fighter, so if I can hit it, I'll be able to kill it pretty fast. There it goes. Looks like there's 2 more ships here. You can also launch some missiles at it. Here it is. Use my afterburner to boost towards it. There we go. Looks like we just have 1 ship left. My wingmen that I hired are helping out here, keeping them busy. Nice. And as I kill the pirates, I get bounties for it. And as I kill them in a mission, I get an extra bonus. Void Destroyer 2 is not about the long grind. I want players to jump from ship to ship rapidly in the beginning, learning the ropes quickly and getting new ships pretty rapidly. Okay, so we did 1 patrol route. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can have some more fun there. We can see behind me are the yellow ships. These are actually my hired helpers here that are following me in overworld mode. Let's go back to ship mode. Okay, so we have some pirates attacking a civilian corvette here, the Horus. Once I get enough rank with the civilian faction, enough money, I can buy the Horus for myself. This ship is pretty powerful, so actually if I just hang around, it'll probably do all the work for me. But I actually want the credits from the bounties, so I'm going to do my best to get them. I'm up against an interceptor, which is a very, very fast ship. It's using a railgun, which is quite powerful, but looks like we got it. Combination of us and our wingmen here. Let's see. Last pirate is right there. There it goes. Not sure if that's our hired helper or not, but the ship got it here. We can go ahead and engage into overworld mode again. So this is the early portion of the game. You will be going to various factions, exploring the overworld here. There are civilian factions, there are bounty hunting factions, there's the military, there's pirates. It's up to you which faction you will engage with. Each faction has their own ships, their own unique missions. You will be progressing through small fighters, into gunships, into corvettes. You'll start building up your fleet, and then you'll be going into sort of the mid game and then the late game. So here we are in the later stage of the game, and this is a major milestone for the player because now the player owns a single base, and that opens up quite a lot of possibilities and different pluses and requirements. So the great thing is about owning a base is that you don't have to buy ships anymore. You can build ships. Building ships saves you a lot of credits. However, you need ore. So now, you're managing your starting empire and you have to supply your base with ore. So one way to do that is through owning asteroid fields, like this one over here. This is an asteroid field that I own. I have mining ships mining here and transport ships ferrying ore back to my base. Here's one transport ship with an ore pod. I could also buy ore from a nearby mining base, like this one here. And of course, I can sell things to other bases. For example, here, I have a transport ship that is selling weapons to this base. So I'm generating income and I'm supplying my base with ore to build ships. If I take a look at my base here, I can see the ships that we have in the hangar. And I can say, hey, all you guys, I'm going to send all these ships to my main fleet. There we go. And now we have this swarm of ships right here that are going to join my main fleet. And of course, I'm going to use them for a nice purpose pretty soon. And we can see here that we're actually getting attacked by some pirates. Luckily, our transport ships have escorts, so this pirate is not going to last too much longer. The thing about Void Destroyer 2 is that while it has many components, the intention isn't that they're hard. So, for example, if you want a ship to mine an asteroid field, what you do is you select it. Here's my mining ship, and you right-click on a field, and that's it. So basically, 2 clicks, and you've set up a mining ship. If you want a transport ship to ferry cargo from that mining ship to your base, you select it, and you right-click that mining ship. If you want some ships protecting your ore fields, let's see. Let's grab some ships here. Let's grab some of these gunships. If I want that, I select them and I right click on this asteroid field. Now these ships are going to be defending it. So while you do end up with a pretty big empire, it's going to be easy to manage. So of course, what good is the fleet if you're not going to use it? So we want to expand our territory. And there's several factions that you can attack at this stage of the game. And ideally, as a player, you'll likely try to attack a weaker faction, a faction with less bases. Here's such a faction. These are pirates. Take a look here. We see one of their transport ships. That looks like it's probably going to pick up a cargo pod. So we are going to head towards this base. So like I said, we are not hostile with these pirates. They're not attacking us. However, we did just park a fleet right outside their door. Here's my fleet. I'm going to tell my base capture ships to hold position. And I'm going to tell my main ship to move in a little bit closer. So I should mention, what you're seeing right now is tactical mode. It is a real-time strategy element of the game. Because what good is a fleet if you can't control it, right? I mean, many space sims give you this possibility of having more ships. I shouldn't say many, not a lot, actually, but some do. But if you can't control them easily, you know, what's the point? So Void Destroyer 2 gives you this ability. It gives you tactical mode, which lets you issue orders. So looks like we are basically ready here. Our ship is in position. We can get a little closer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter in my little diplomacy screen. I'm going to say that we are now hostile with the beggars. My ships are going to start attacking their assets. I'm actually going to say, hey, ignore this target for now. It won't fight us back, so let's ignore it for now. And of course, these ships do not like us attacking them, so they have retaliated. They have turned hostile against us. So I'm going to hit time dilation, which slows down time, so I can now take a look around, see what's going on. I can issue orders. Let's see, I want my heavy beam ships to attack this destroyer, which is our primary threat here for this faction. I want our corvettes to focus on their corvettes. Fighters are good. They're going to be attacking their fighters. I can turn on the highlight to see a little bit more what's going on. Make sure these platforms are being ignored for now because they're not going to fight us back, these resource generating platforms. So while we're currently piloting this huge ship, and while it is fun and pretty to watch its giant beam and turrets shoot, which you can also do in Void Destroyer 2, because you still have fighters here in your fleet, gunships, corvettes. You can select one of them here in tactical mode, and you can directly control it. And while your giant ships are fighting it out, whoa, I just hit one. Oh, getting hit by a railgun in this ship. This wasn't a good choice. That ship is not having a good day. I can just switch into another. And now I can have fun as a gunship pilot. Let's find some targets in this explosion-filled atmosphere. There's a corvette that we're about to take down, of course with our help. There's another corvette. So this is what Void Destroyer 2 evolves from. Keep in mind, we were in a single fighter. We are now in a massive fleet, in a massive space battle for a control of a base. When we take this base, we'll gain its production capabilities. We'll be able to build this destroyer, which is going to be a huge upgrade for us. With a destroyer, we'll be able to take on stronger factions, and that is the game. This is an even later stage of the game where I have quite a sizable empire. You can see my ships are zipping about. I have production platforms here supplying my bases. This is an energy production platform. This is a mining platform. With these platforms, I'm able to supply bases. With an energy platform, I can supply a base and I can fuel it. Some bases are mobile. For example, this base, it has this huge engine. It can actually move. I supply with energy. Other bases I supply with energy so that I can build ships at a faster rate. I supply ships with ore so that I can build ships instead of purchase them to save credits. I own several asteroid fields like this one here, that one there, throughout the map. Of course, I have to defend my territory, especially when I'm waging war against a faction. So the late game evolves, scales up into this sort of 4x game where you can essentially play it via overworld mode. Remember, overworld mode started as just a way of the player going from point A to point B, but now overworld mode is a way for you to manage your empire like in a 4x game. So I can select a fleet or a bunch of ships, select a bunch of combat ships. I can say, hey, attack that ship over there. I can play this game like a 4x game. Now the fun thing is, because I own a base, I can actually go ahead and select the fleet in here or any ship that I see. See any action going on? See a little bit of action here. And I can actually jump into this ship and pilot it as if I'm over here. Now this is actually really bad news because there's a bunch of pirates here and this is like a defenseless transport ship, so I can actually activate a distress signal here and hopefully get some ships to help out. But this is a demo that you can actually choose any ship here that you see. jump into it, help out your cause. Now we have a nice and peaceful asteroid field with a transport ship here. This is actually a mining ship that's going to be mining some ore for us. Very slow, very sluggish mining ship. Already has 2 ore pods. It's going for some more. And the fun thing is, or the amazing thing is, that I'm not even in a ship right now. I'm actually docked at a base. So I can't be harmed unless enemy forces recapture this base. And that's what Void Destroyer 2 is. You start in a small ship. You get a gunship, you get a corvette, you start building up a fleet, you get your first base. You supply that base, you build a fleet, you get your second base, you keep going until you have many different bases, building many different types of ships. Here's that bounty hunting base, and I can now build these ships, including this destroyer, now that I've captured it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video explainer. Hope it's giving you more info. I hope it's shifted your interest closer to buying the game. Would greatly appreciate that. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. The forums are a great place to contact me. If you have any issues, please let me know. Thank you for watching again, and have a great day.